So it is very rare to be interested in the Dhamma. So because some people, most of the people, if they are very free, then they want to stay free without doing anything, much less to study the teaching of the Buddha. But you are very special. You are very special. That's why you are very much interested in the Dhamma study, especially Abhidhamma study. So Abhidhamma, as you know, the topic we are going to deal with today is Dhammasaṅgaṇī, right? Dhammasaṅgaṇī. So Dhammasaṅgaṇī is the first book of the Abhidhamma. So in that case, we have to discuss a little bit about the Abhidhamma, right? So Abhidhamma is a combination, as you all know, combination of two words, Abhi plus Dhamma. So here I will share the screen, right? So I make a kind of chart for you to see, to make an easy access for your study. So the Dhammasaṅgaṇī is the first book of the Abhidhamma, as you see on the screen. So this is Abhidhamma is a combination of two words. That is, number one is Abhi, number two is Dhamma. Here, you can see Abhidhamma. In the commentary, Athasalini, it explains that Abhi has the meaning of Atireka, excellent, and also Visesa, special. So in this sense, we can say Abhidhamma is excellent Dhamma and also special Dhamma. So here, why can we call it special Dhamma? So the Buddha teaching can be summed up as a two, as a Dhamma and then Vinaya. So as the Buddha said in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta to the Ananda, Yovo Ananda, Mayadamo ja Vinayo ja Desido Panyado. So the Buddha laid down the rules, Vinaya rules. So also expounded the Dhamma. So that is that the Buddha Vasana, the teaching of the Buddha. So in that case, Dhamma is subdivided into two, Dhamma and Abhidhamma. Here you see. Dhamma referred to Sutta. Why Abhidhamma referred to Abhidhamma? So in this sense, Abhidhamma commentator explained that excellent Dhamma, special Dhamma. Why Abhidhamma become excellent? Why Abhidhamma become special? So here an example is given here. Here, for instance, 5 aggregates are partially analyzed in the Suddhanta. Okay, so in many discourses of the Sutta Pitaka, you can find the topic of the 5 aggregate. And mostly, they don't elaborate, they don't explain from every perspective. But in the Abhidhamma, the meaning, Abhidhamma explains the 5 aggregates without leaving any remaining. Through the analysis of the Sutta method, through the analysis of the Abhidhamma method, through the question and answer, and so on. So, in this sense, Abhidhamma is said to be excellent, and also Abhidhamma is said to be much special. So I think you have a translation book of the Athasalini as well as Athasalini Pali. Okay, pretty in the Roman Pali script, Pali or Roman Pali script, and there you can find. So that is something about the Abhidhamma. So in that case, Abhidhamma is a special Dhamma, excellent Dhamma, because a way in which Abhidhamma deal with about the things or about the phenomena is 100 times, 1,000 times, and much more excellent than the way in which Sutta deals with the phenomena. So that's why it is explained in the commentary that Abhidhamma is Adireka Dhamma. Abhi means Adireka. And also Abhidhamma means Visesa Dhamma, special Dhamma. So even though there are many other explanations regarding the term Abhidhamma, so but I will introduce the term Abhidhamma with you that much. It's okay. So Dhammasaṅgaṇī is the first book of the Abhidhamma. So as you all know that Abhidhamma Pitaka has 7 treatises, right? So if we study the structure of the Abhidhamma, structure of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, you will see like this. The first part is Abhidhamma, Dhammasaṅgaṇī has a 2 part. Number 1 is a Madhika. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Okay, Madhika, heading or content, you can say. And also Bhattavajani, another one is word analysis. So there are 2 main parts or 2 main portions in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. So, but according to the commentary or according to the nature, so the Madhika, this Madhika stand not as a Madhika only for the Dhammasaṅgaṇī Pali, but as a Madhika for the whole 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma. So they are, please keep in mind this point. Many people misunderstand that as we know that in a book there is a content, so there will be body of the text. So and then they assume that they can firmly assume that this book will contain all of them. This Madhika, this content is will be explained in this very book very in detail. So, but I like it that way. So, we need to have a bigger picture of the Abhidhamma. So, Abhidhamma, 7 book of the 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma in our mind. And then this Madhika, this content stand for the all 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma Pitaka. So that's why here I was trying to go to another right here, please see. Yeah, 22 Dika. As you know that Abhidhamma Pitaka, I will go back again. Abhidhamma, in the Madhika, there you can see 3 content. Number one is a Dika. Okay, try it. Number 1 is a Dukkha, diet, and also number 3 is a Suttan Tika Dukkha. So Tika, as you know that there are 22 Tikas, and also Dukkha, 100 Dukkha, and also Suttan Tika Dukkha, that is 42. So among these content, okay, here commentator explained that 22 Tikas and 100 Dukkas are taught by the Buddha himself, and they serve as a heading of the 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma. Okay. So this book serves as a 7 treatise, as a content or heading for the 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma. So please keep in mind this point. You know, it is mentioned on the Atasalini, page number 9, in the Pali text, maybe Pali script, Dhammasaṅgaṇī edition. And also 42, what about the Sutta 42? So they are originated from the Venerable Sariputta Thera. And in the commentary it is said, Sariputta Bhavo. Sariputta, it is originated from the Sariputta, Venerable Sariputta Thera. But even though he combined these 42 dugas, they are already mentioned in the Anguttara Nikaya and the Sankiti Sutta or Dasodara Sutta Nikaya. Okay, so this is compassion of the Venerable Sariputta, because he understood that if you place these Ikagaduga, these 42 Sutta dugas only in the Sutta, but you may not able to penetratively understand it is a Abhidhamma meaning. That's why he trying to combine these suttas or the materials from the Ikaka Nibbada, Dukkha Nibbada, or the Anguttara Nikaya, as well as from the Sankiti Sutta and the Dasodara Sutta or the Ika Nikaya. So that's why even though Venerable Sariputta added these 42 dugas to the Abhidhamma Pitaka, but it is not, it does not go against the teachings of the Buddha. That's why we now we are having 42 duga in the Dhamma. So also, if you study Dhammasaṅgaṇī or the content of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, so according to the structure here, so you can see Sutta in the content, Madhika, okay, here one. And also after that, the Cetubpada, Rupa, Nikhipa, and the Atthagata. So in the Cetubpada Kanda, or Ceta Vivadi session, you cannot find anything about the Sutta Duga, or any one on the Sutta Duga. And also if you go to the Rupa Vivadi session or Rupa Kanda, there also you cannot find anything about any information about the Sutta Duga. But only in the Nikhipa Kanda or Nikhipa Rasi. So this the term also, if you read the Pali, original Pali text of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, there you can find two terms. One is in the heading, they usually say Cetubpada Kanda. Even in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī edition, the big title is Cetubpada Kanda, Rupa Kanda, and then Nikhipa Kanda, and then Atthagata Kanda. It means the Jeta session or rising of a Jeta, session on the rising of a Jeta. Rupa Kanda means session on the materiality. Nikhipa Kanda is a kind of brief explanation, or neither brief nor too detailed explanation about the remaining Tika Duga as well as the Sutta Duga. So in the Nikhipa Kanda, you can see Sutta Duga explanation for the Sutta Duga. This part appear here. But after that, in the Atthagata, it is in another way, it is called Attodhara. So there also you cannot find Sutta Duga. Okay? Any one of the 42 Sutta Duga. So that's why Sutta Duga, so in the in the body of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, Sodandika Dukkha only take place only in the Nekhipa or Nekhipa Kanda or Nekhipa Rasi. So and also you cannot find these things in the Vibhanga, Dadukatha, Bogala Panyadi, Kathavatu, Yamaka, Bhattana, and so on also. So that's why commentators strongly believe that this Sodandika Dukkha Madhika is purposely placed by the Venerable Sariputta Thera with the intention to help the students easy access when they study Sutta in terms of the Abhidhamma, or from the perspective of the Abhidhamma, to make them very easy access. So it is mentioned in the Athasalini Pali script on the page number 9. So this is in terms of structure also, the portion Sodandika Dukkha take is very small, here, only here in that part. That's why, and also we cannot find anything about this information, anything about the 42 Dukkha from the Sutta perspective in the other Abhidhamma Pitakas, other treatises of the Abhidhamma Pitaka. That's why we can firmly assume that Sodandika Dukkha, 42 Sodandika Dukkhas are what? Created, combined by the Venerable Sariputta Thera. But the Tika, 22 Tika, and also 100 Dukkhas are originated from the Buddha. Okay, that is a point I want to make you clear here. And also here the name are given. So Ceto Bada Gandha. As well, in the very beginning of the session, there you can see Ceto Bada Gandha in the big word. But at the end, near the end of the Pali text, there you can see Citta Vibhati, analysis of the Citta. Okay, and also in the case of the Rupa Gandha also, in the very beginning, you can find Rupa Gandha. But at the end, there you can find Rupa Vibhati. So also, in the third session, that is a Nekhipa Gandha. So at the end of the Nekhipa Gandha, there you can find Nekhipa Rasi. So they give a and also the last one is Athagata Gandha. But at the end of the Athagata Gandha, you can find the word Attodhara. So, so Citta Vibhati, I think you understand very well. Analysis of the Citta. Rupa Vibhati is analysis of the what? Analysis of the materiality. And then Nekhipa Rasi. Rasi means a heap or group or aggregate. So the Dhamma, the remaining Dhamma. Nekhipa means remaining. Something which remained unexplained. Okay? Nekhipa is something which remains unexplained. So in the Citta Vibhati or Rupa Vibhati, or another way you can say Ceto Bada Gandha or Rupa Gandha. So Citta, Cettasika, Rupas, or a little bit about the Nibbana are explained from the perspective of the Kusala, wholesome, Agusala, unwholesome, or Abhyagata, neither wholesome nor unwholesome. So in this regard, we can understand that both the session, Citta Vibhati and the Rupa Vibhati session, mainly deal with the Kusala Dika, the The first tika among the 22 tika. So there are 21 tikas and also 102 gas as well as 42 Sotantika dukas still remain unexplained. So these dhammas will be placed here in this session. Nekibarasi. Okay, so that's why Nekibarasi means the group or the something which remain unexplained previously. Okay, Nekibarasi means a group of the Dhamma which remains unexplained previously in the two previous chapters, two previous sessions, the Jeta Vivadi and Rupa Vivadi session. And then the last one is Atodhara. Atodhara, as you know very well about the Bali language, it can be divided as Atta and Uddhara. Atta, the meaning, Uddhara means taking out. You can simply translate as taking out the meaning. So when you see the term, then you need to understand what is this. Then you have to very important point. Or the first point you do is to define or to identify. What is this? We have to identify. So in the identification, in the way of identification, we have many methods to define or to identify something. So one of the method is called genus differential. So I think you can see that I will write it here. So genus differential is a kind of a method that is used for the proper definition of the term, of a term. Genus is the meaning, common meaning. Suppose if you say animal, so animal is the term that covers all beings, either human beings or any other animal beings. So that is called genus. Then, so if you want to specify, okay, it is right, the animal is right, but we are referring to the human being, then you have to differentiate, okay? You have to identify the difference of the being, human being, from the being an animal. So that sort of thing is called, that way of defining the term is called genus differential. So Atodhara is like this. Atodhara, they try to, in the very beginning, they try to define or identify common things. And also after that, they try to identify the difference or speciality of that term. So that is called Atodhara. So in Myanmar, we call Atodhara means Tayago Gout. Tayago Gout. We have to pick up the ultimate reality, which is suitable for the term, for that specific term. For example, if we say Kusala, so we hear the term Kusala, and then we have to identify what is the ultimate reality that will be covered by the term Kusala. So all wholesome. So if you say simply wholesome Dhamma, then there you can say, oh, wholesome Dhamma are many. Since we have wholesome Dhammas in the sensual plane, sensual sphere, as well as wholesome Dhammas in the material sphere, wholesome Dhammas in the non-material sphere, and also wholesome Dhammas in the supramundane states, something like that. So then in order to specify, I may not referring to the other wholesome dhammas, but I'm referring to the Lokuttara Kusala Dhamma. So Subramanian wholesome dhamma. In that case, we have to use the word mega or Lokuttara Kusala and so. So that sort of explanation or genus differential definition is given in the Atodhara. So Atthagata Ganda. So Atthagata is also very, very much similar meaning with the Atodhara. So here, so let's go back to the main chart here. So this is the outline of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Here you can see within one day we can finish the class, right? If you have this kind of a chart, then you can locate or you can overview the whole Dhammasaṅgaṇī in an hour, within an hour, right? So the point I discussed with you previously is what is the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, and also what is the Abhidhamma, and also what are the component part of what are the main dhammas deal with in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. So Dhammasaṅgaṇī deal with no other any conventional phenomena, but the ultimate reality. Dhammasaṅgaṇī try to deal with the ultimate reality, but the way Dhammasaṅgaṇī deal with the ultimate reality is by grouping the dhammas into three things, or into two things, or into two things in terms of Sodanda. So that's why the word Saṅgaṇī is that a collection or compilation. That ultimate realities are combined into three dhammas, or into two dhammas, or into two dhammas in the Sutta method. So that is called Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Dhammasaṅgaṇī is a compilation of the ultimate realities. Here Dhamma refer does not. Dhamma has many meanings. Here also, there are many students with the name of the Dhamma, like a Kusala Dhammesi or Dhamma or whatever. Even the name of our course is a Dhamma courses, right? Dhamma courses. So Dhamma has many meanings. But here, specifically, we are referring to the ultimate reality. Dhamma refer to ultimate reality. Saṅgaṇī is compilation or collection and combined into the ultimate realities are combined into three groups or two groups in terms of the Sutta. So that is the meaning of the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. And also Dhammasaṅgaṇī, as the first book of the Abhidhamma, plays a very important role, play the very fundamental role for the further study of the Abhidhamma, ultimate realities. Without having proper knowledge about the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, it will be a bit difficult for the learners to locate themselves in the deeper and profound teaching of the Yamaka or Patthana or Dhadukatha or and so on, any other higher Abhidhamma treatise. That's why Abhidhamma Dhammasaṅgaṇī should be studied properly and also should be digested. So as a student of the IDBMU, I think you have studied many 3 years about the Tika, about the Abhidhamma Sangha, as well as about the Tika, Dukkha, and so on. And that's why you have a proper knowledge, or very solid knowledge regarding the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Even though you didn't touch directly to the Dhammasaṅgaṇī book itself, but most of the part you already studied in the courses given by the IDBMU. So what time is it now? We still have a time. Okay. So that is about the Abhidhamma, and also about the meaning, about the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. What is Dhammasaṅgaṇī? So we can simply say Dhammasaṅgaṇī is the first book of the Abhidhamma. Okay, the first book of the Abhidhamma. So what Dhammasaṅgaṇī do? Dhammasaṅgaṇī deal with the ultimate realities. Dhammasaṅgaṇī combine the ultimate realities into three parts, three portion or two portion, or significantly into two portions in terms of Sutta. Okay, that is the way the Dhammasaṅgaṇī does. And also that Dhammasaṅgaṇī is combined in two sessions, in mainly two sessions. One session is a Madhika content. Another session is a Bhaddabhajani, word analysis. But this Madhika is not a mere Madhika for the Dhammasaṅgaṇī only, but is a Madhika for the whole 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma. Saddhanam, Bhagarananam, Nidhanam. So in the commentary, it is explained that Saddhanam, Bhagarananam, Nidhanam. It is the introduction. Okay, it is the beginning of the 7 book of the treaty, 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma. So that's why we have to take it, this Madhika as a what? Especially this Tika Madhika or Dukkha Madhika. So this Tika and Dukkha Madhikas are what? The heading or the introduction for the whole Abhidhamma Pitaka. So, but what about this Suttantika Dukkha? Suttantika Dukkha is originated or combined by the Honorable Sariputta, and then he tried to place in the study of the Abhidhamma in order to give easy access for the learners from the Abhidhamma perspective. But it is not any new things, but the Dhammas taught by the Buddha in the Anguttara Nikaya as well as the Digha Nikaya. That's why we can firmly say, even though Sariputta, Bhanuva Sariputta Thera collected and combined here from his own view, but it is nothing against with the teaching of the Buddha. That's why we can safely assume that it is Dhammasaṅgaṇī is the teaching of the Buddha. So here, in the Bhaddabhajani, in the section of the Bhaddabhajani, there you can find four portions. Number 1 is a Cittobhada, or another name is a Citta Vibhati. Citta Vibhati. Vibhati means analysis of the mind, mentality. Here, Cittobhada is not only mind. Upada, Citta and Upada. Citta is mind or consciousness. Upada means arising. How consciousness arises. Okay? How consciousness arises. How consciousness is arises. And also what are his friends and associates. Okay? And also how do they happen? How do they work together? And also finally there you can see a very interesting point in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. So when the Buddha gave an explanation about the arising of the Citta, the Buddha does not merely give the definition of the Citta, as well as the Buddha trying to explain how are the mental concomitants which arise together with a kind of consciousness, and also how they work together, also explain. And then finally, so So I will try to tell you a little bit, introduce about the Cetopada. So number one, in the Cetopada, the Buddha trying to explain three sessions. One is the Dhamma Vavutthana. Another is Kuthasa. Kuthasa. Kuthasa means a group. Kuthasa Vada. And also the last one is Sunyata Vada. Sunyata Vada. Mainly with the three sessions, almost every Jeta is explained or analyzed in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī or Jeta Vibhanga or the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Number one, Dhamma Vavutthana is very similar to the what? Very similar to Attodhara, trying to identify what is the Dhamma. Okay? For example, as I explained you before, Kadame Dhamma Kusala, what is the Kusala Dhamma? Okay? So in that case, you need to identify this Kusala Dhamma is Mahakusala, the first Mahakusala Jeta, Jnana Sambhayuta, associated with the wisdom or knowledge, and also right together with the somanasa, pleasant feeling. So, and also it is unprompted or prompted and so on. So this kind of thing is called Dhamma Vavutthana. Identification of the Dhamma is called Dhamma Vavutthana. Then another session is the Kuthasa session. So the Buddha, when he talk about when he gave an explanation about the first Mahakusala Citta, so he does not finish only with the definition of the term Mahakusala Jnana Sambhayuta Citta, but also he trying to combine many other the mental concomitants which arise together, and also very significantly, how do they arise together? Okay, even though they arise together, but when they are rising together, they serve as a basic for another Dhamma to rise. Okay, something like a stepping, something like a footsteps or stairway. So the first step serve as a base for the second step, as well as the second step serve as a base for the third step, and so on. So also all the Dhammas, how the Dhammas serve as the base for the other Dhamma to rise, and so on, to rise together. So this sort of thing is explained in the Kuthasa session. Then finally, the Buddha explained that is Sunyata. I think you all are very familiar with the term Sunyata. Sunyata means emptiness. So emptiness, the term emptiness is very much different. The term emptiness in the Theravada tradition is very much different from the other traditions. So we have to keep in mind that either the term is the same, but this implication is different. So in some of the other tradition, Buddhist tradition is that they go Sabban Sunyata, everything is empty. But in the Theravada tradition, it is not like that. So after seeing that the Mahakusala Citta arise together with this and that mental concomitants, and also taking this object and so on, then after that the Buddha trying to remind that this is just a process. This is just a process of happening Mahakusala Jnana Sambhayuta Citta Somanasa. But there you cannot find no I, no mind, no mind property, and so on. So the Buddha has to remind, the Buddha trying to end up the explanation with the Sunyata Vada, Sunyata session. So by studying this, you will understand, what is the Dhamma or this term, and also how they work together with the other, how it works together with the other mental concomitants, as well as how to find the emptiness in these Dhamma. Okay, in the Dhamma there is no I, no self. Okay, and so on. This sort of things are very interesting, a very significant way of explanation. You cannot find such a way of explanation in any sutta, any discourses. That's why, how do you say, Dhamma commentator very bravely explain that Dhamma, Abhidhamma is Adireka Dhamma, excellent Dhamma, as well as Abhidhamma is a very special Dhamma. Because of why? Because of this way of explanation, only available in that Abhidhamma. We cannot find such a definition in the such an explanation in any other sutta expositions. So that's a very interesting point. You are going to study. Yeah. So in the arising, that's why it is called maybe later scholars. Maybe this was the word Cetubhada may be later invented. So Cetubhada, arising of the Ceta or arising of the mentality is rightly given the name. The name is rightly given. So under the Cetubhada Gandha, you can see Kusala, okay, wholesome, Akusala, unwholesome, Vibhaga, resultant, and also Kiriya, functional. So wholesome consciousness, unwholesome consciousness, resultant consciousness, and functional consciousness are given here. The order, the way they give here is the first Mahakusala Cheda is start. Okay, what the Mahakusala Cheda is start. Now also 8 Kusala it start with the Kusala, not with the Agusala. This here also you can find a kind of significant point. In many other discourses or suttas, so whenever the Buddha introduced the teaching, his teaching to the people, mostly he start with the Akusala. Suppose Sabababasa Agarana, you are very familiar. Okay, the word you are very familiar with it. Sabababasa Agarana, not to do any evil. This is the first thing. And then after that, the Buddha say, Kusalasa Upasambhada, to accumulate or to accomplish ourselves in the wholesome. So in this way, the Buddha trying to explain in the Sutta method, whenever most of the time the Buddha explain the Dhamma, they mostly either the trying to explain past. After that, the Buddha trying to explain this is a wholesome. So that is the way in which Sutta method deal with it. But in the Abhidhamma, it is different here. The first point, the very first, in the very beginning, the Buddha explained the Kusala first. The Buddha introduced Kusala first. After that, the Agusala. So this is also significant point of a way of explanation in the Abhidhamma Pitaka. So here the order of explanation, here you can see Mahagusala Jeta first. Very extensively explained in the, about the Mahagusala Jeta. The first of Mahagusala Jeta first, Asaṅgārika first, and then Sasaṅgārika and so on. Then after that the Maharupa Kusala, material sphere consciousness. Okay, material sphere wholesome consciousness. Arupa Kusala is the immaterial sphere wholesome consciousness. Then combining these three, this one Mahakusala Jeta is wholesome consciousness in sensual sphere. So these three existences combine together. And then the Buddha trying to say, Te Bhumaka Kusala. Te means three, Ti, Bhuma, Bhumi. Bhumi is existence or abode. So, wholesome Jeta, which arise in the three existences. That is a sensual existence, material existence, and the immaterial existence. So this point of combination also there. Then after that, the Buddha say, Lokottara Kusala. Okay, Lokottara Kusala. Lokottara kusala. So this is Subramanian kusala. Then akusala you can go through Asabhiya in the Abhidhamma Sangha. So Loba Mula Jeda first, and then Dosa Mula Jeda, Moha Mula Jeda. And also when the Buddha deal with about the Vibhaka, deal with the Vibhaka. Then the Buddha start from the Aheduka Kusala Vibhaka. Okay? Aheduka Kusala Vibhaka, and then you all know, you all still remember that there are 8 Dhammas, right? 8 Jedas. That belong to Aheduka Kusala Vibhaka Jeda. And then after that, the Buddha go to Maha Vibhaka Jeda, Rupa Vibhaka, Arupa Vibhaka, Lakota Vibhaka. And then finally the Buddha explains Akusala Vibhaka, 7 Akusala Vibhaka Jedas. So then the last part of the Chetuvada Ganda is a Kiriya, about the Kiriya. And also here, Aheduka Kiriya first, and then Maha Kiriya, Rupa Kiriya, Arupa Kiriya. So this is the way Dhammasaṅgaṇī explained. Okay, and then Rupa Ganda. So I think how many minutes we stay have? So if it is time to stop, please remind me. Huh?
So Sayadaw, I think it is time now.
Is it time now? Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you for listening. And also, if there are any question?
No question for the moment. Thank you so much, Sayadaw. Very clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sayadaw.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu. Next Monday.
So much.
Yeah, next Monday we will see you again, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Buddha
Sasanan,
May you be healthy, wealthy, peaceful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
See you on Monday. Thank you.
See you on Monday, Sayadaw.
Okay.